Hello students, in the previous chapter number 3, we have learned about the current, its formula and different types of flow of current in series, parallel, etc. As we discussed earlier in chapter number 1 and 2, we have learned about static charges. In chapter number 3, we have learned about a charge which is moving, and this is the chapter number 4. The name of the chapter is moving charges and magnetism. So we are familiar about the moving charges. Moving charges is the charge which moves from one spot to the another. But here one another term is magnetism. So you are very good familiar for magnetism. You will have seen that if you have a magnet, that will attract metals, which is a very good invention of science. So here we will learn about the magnetism also. But how it is produced? How can be magnetism produced? So the magnetism can be produced by moving charges. When the current carrying conductor, suppose you have a conductor of metal and there is a charge which is passing through the conductor, so that conductor will attract any metal or any conducting material. Sometimes it can be dangerous for us and other animals. Electric shock is also an example of this current. So the Ørsted, the name scientist Ørsted, have invented this moving charges. So the Ørsted experiment shows that if you have a conductor in which the current is flowing, and if you will put some metals beside that, then the conductor will attract the metal. So moving charges produce magnetic field. In any place, whenever there will be a charges or current through the conductor, that will attract the metal and that will produce a magnetic field. So how will the direction of the magnetic field? So the direction of magnetic field in conductor is given in this figure. If this is the conductor which is coming outwards from this our board, if the direction of conductor is in this way, now if this is the current carrying conductor, so the magnetic field will produce in a circular way about this job which is our conductor. So the direction of this magnetic field is circular. If you have a magnet, here this is our magnet. The magnet has two poles, N and S. So the direction of magnetic field will be different in these things, that N and S. These are our two poles of magnets. The magnetic field lines will come outwards from N and will go inside at pole S. So these are our two poles of magnet, about which we will learn in deep in our next session. But here this is the magnetic force. If the magnetic lines will produce, that will also give us a force. As we discussed in chapter number 3, to move the charge from one spot to the another, we have a requirement of a force. We call that force is electromotive force, EMF, and the unit of EMF was a volt. So that was the force to move the charge, and this is also require a force to move the charge. So magnetic force is same a field as E. E is for electric field. So the magnetic field is also same as electric field. But the formula is also same. The formula of electric field we have learned that E equal to If F is our electric field, so we have that Q1 Q2 upon R square. F proportional to Q1 Q2 upon R square. In our magnetic field, this formula also is same as this, M1 M2 upon R square. So the type of the formulas are same. So this is also the same formula as of electric field. It is denoted by B. We define the electric field as E, and if we denote the magnetic field as B, so B is for magnetic field and E is for electric field. Now magnetic field. So in the magnetic fields, the force we are having that Lorentz force. So the F equal to Q into bracket ER plus V cross B. So here E is for electric field intensity and V is the velocity and B is our magnetic field. So if we multiply Q with E plus V cross B, we get the magnetic force, that is called F. So here magnetic force equal to electric plus magnetic force. This is our total force. When you experience both fields, electric as well as magnetic, the force you have will be the Lorentz force. It is called the Lorentz force. It is the summation of electric and magnetic field. Now magnetic force on a current carrying conductor. This is the very important question for our exam, that is of 2 marks, that derive the equation for magnetic force on a current carrying conductor. Suppose you have the conductor, the current I is passing through the conductor, the length of the conductor is L, cross section area of a conductor is A, and one more important thing is the rod of uniform cross section area. The conductor is having a uniform cross section area. There is no any query or any error in the conductor. Number of density of mobile charge carrier M. The conductor which you have taken is having n number density of mobile charge carrier. Here we have electrons as our mobile charge carrier. So total number of charge carrier equal to NLA. N is our number density, L is our length of conductor, and A is our cross section area of a conductor. Now total magnetic force. This is the formula of magnetic force, V cross B into Q. So the magnetic force formula is Q V cross B. This is the formula of magnetic force. So here we will apply the formula Q V cross B. But that formula is for only one charge carrier. But we have the number of charge carrier equal to NLA. So the NLA will be multiplied by Q into VD cross B. Here VD is our drift velocity. Here VD is stand for drift velocity. Here once again Q into V cross B. V is for drift velocity. So this is the formula of magnetic force, but it is for only one charge carrier. If this formula we want to write for 5 charge carriers, so that will be multiplied by 5. But we have the charge carrier NLA. So this formula will be multiplied by NLA. So QV cross B, here QV cross B will be multiplied by NLA. But in chapter number 3 we have learned that NQ into VD equal to J. Remember what was J? So the J was current density. J stands for current density. We have learned that in chapter number 3. So NQ into VD equal to J. So here N, Q and VD. that will replace by J. So JLA cross B. So we here JLA cross B. These three terms were replaced by J. So JLA cross B. But once again, J into A equal to I. We had the formula J equal to I by A. So if we move A from the other side, then I equal to J into A, so I equal to J into A. So J and A, this will replace by I. So IL cross B. IL cross B. This is the formula for the force on a current carrying conductor. This is a very important formula according to the exam. So you have to learn this very carefully and very beautifully. So in 2 marks, these questions is asked frequently in the examination. So this was our basics introduction of chapter number 3, magnetic charges and magnetism. Moving charges and magnetism. So these were moving charges and magnetism, chapter number 4, introduction, and 2 marks, 1 question, the magnetic force on a current carrying conductor. The question that will be asked in exam is as follows: that derive formula for magnetic force on a current carrying conductor. So this is this formula. This formula is of magnetic force on a current carrying conductor. Thank you.